Today I'm going to be building a Kestis lightsaber. This is the Fallen V3. This was an interesting build because I had to design a chassis that was a bit complicated. This is because no one's made a chassis I can buy that has everything I need, like a pixel accent holder that lights up the broken end that goes over a 28mm speaker. So I spent a very long time before this video modeling the chassis parts out to get something that might work, and this is what I ended up with. The first thing I needed to make work was the crystal focus soundboard sitting above the battery, which I managed to do, but it's going to be very hard managing the wires with how little space is left. The rest of the chassis I pretty much copied the measurements from Jimmy's Saber Junk, so I wrote into the chassis based on Jimmy's Saber Junk. But the entire bottom half I had to figure out myself, including this pixel holder. But even just half of the chassis took forever. But now that all the prep work is done, we can get started on the install. We're going to start with the speaker. For now we'll just treat it like normal, but we will have to modify it down the line in order to make the pixel accent work. Now that the speaker wires are attached, we can move on to the power switch. I'll take this time to mention that getting the wires here was pretty difficult, and this is going to be a reoccurring theme throughout the entire build. But next on our list is the battery tabs. Before soldering on the wires, these little tabs need to be removed in order to fit the way that I designed the chassis. You're probably going to be wondering why I have two positive wires attached to the corner of the tab. This is because in order to fit in the crystal focus soundboard, I needed to have the wire channels on the side. There can't be any wires directly under the board. With that in mind, it's time to move on to the other tricky part of this build, the NeoPixel accent to light up the broken pommel. Before we can continue, I had to reprint the NeoPixel accent holder, so in the meantime, I'll go over what I did with these wires. Remember what I said about wire management difficulties being a reoccurring theme? I probably spent about half an hour to an hour trying to get these Bluetooth wires all the way through where they're supposed to be. But anyways, we're back to getting the NeoPixel accent working. Here's the modification to the speaker that I was talking about earlier. I had to cut these notches next to the solder pads to allow the pixel accent wires to go past the speaker and to the soundboard. Here it is with the pixel accent in its holder glued on top of the speaker. So now the wires are out of the way so you can slide the handle over the chassis without any problems. With the most tricky part of this build completed, we can move on to the next parts of this lightsaber, the buttons and the Bluetooth module. Since I already routed all the Bluetooth wires through the chassis to where they're supposed to be, all I have to do is solder the 4 wires in place and we can move on to the buttons. After that was done, I put the buttons in their spots, routed the wires through the chassis, and glued them in place. And to prepare to put the chassis in the hilt, I spent a long time routing the wires for the NeoPixel connector through the chassis, which took a lot longer than you'd expect. But anyways, now we have the chassis secured in the hilt, which means we only have 2 more parts left to install before this thing is completed. So since we have all these wires sticking out of the emitter, let's move on to attaching them to the NeoPixel connector. As usual, the first step is soldering all the pins in place. I'm going to be removing the second resistor and bridging these 2 pads so that we can have the NeoPixel connector wired in series with the blade. With that out of the way, and with the NeoPixel connector holder already over the wires, it's time to attach it. And now the emitter is complete with the NeoPixel connector in its holder. I also went ahead and put the Bluetooth module in the chassis and glued it to the shelf. And now for the final and most important part, the soundboard. For this build, I'm going to be using the Crystal Focus 10, or CFX for short. There's a lot of wires to solder to this soundboard, so I'm just going to skip around so it goes faster. And with that, everything is completely wired in. Here's how it all looks now that it's done. From the top it's pretty clean. When you turn it around you do see some wires, but that's unavoidable when you're dealing with such little space. But now it's time to see if it works. The boot sound played, so that's a good sign. The NeoPixel accent in the pommel is blinking like it should be. I set that up in the SD card beforehand. And now, will it turn on? Everything seems to be working perfectly. Now it's time to test the blade. The blade works, and the pommel accent that mimics the blade is working as well. We can now call this lightsaber officially completed. All that's left is to show it off. Here's a montage of all 43 fonts I have set up on here, and a close-up of the pixel accent in the pommel. So as usual, just sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. This was probably the most amount of fonts I've ever put on a single lightsaber before. So now after a long wait and a lot of work, I can finally say that this lightsaber is officially completed. Hope you guys enjoyed the build video. This was a long and tricky project to undertake, and I'm incredibly proud with how this came out. Look forward to even more cool projects. See you next time.